Accessibility is good teaching, and we don't know when we look at our students what their stories are. And providing an open environment and providing access to us as instructors, to our curriculum, and looking at the way in which people give us information, I think again is good teaching. Accommodation, on the other hand, is the actions that allow for that equal participation. So there are informal and formal accommodations, and professors make informal accommodations on a regular basis. So a student has a death in the family, or an injury, or is having some mental health issue related to volume of work, or whatever it may be. Students come to professors regularly and let them know that I need an extension for this, or I need an accommodation. Or in the case of one of my students this past year, she was having great difficulty finishing assignments, and so she let me know that a professor allowed her extra time on an exam. And then she dealt with some issues of anxiety, and so realized that she could overcome these, but she needed this temporary accommodation until she was able to work through it. Formal accommodations, on the other hand, are the result of a permanent disability, and they are arranged through the Disability Services Office. That's what it's called at Queen's, and it's a result of documentation from either a physician or a psychologist, or depending on what the specific disability is. And that says in order for an individual to have equal participation, equal access to the curriculum, and to demonstrate learning, that they must have accommodations to circumvent that, whatever the disability happens to be. Accessibility is providing the opportunity for full participation, particularly for students who have met the essential requirements. And I think that's part of the argument that happens, that students, if we accommodate, then it's unfair to some students. And I think that's what we need to get away from.
Everybody needs to accommodate, to be accommodated in a different way. And it's not just about disabilities, it's about recognizing that people are different, and those differences themselves have to be accommodated. My teaching in economics and statistics involved giving regular tests, and part of the accommodation was for certain students to give them more time to write the test. It always seemed to me a little odd, because to my mind, why do I care how long it takes them to write the test? Being able to do it in a certain length of time is really not the point of the exercise. And nor, by the way, is being able to remember all the formulae that you're going to apply in, say, a statistics test. So, I mean, what I used to do when I was teaching statistics was I provide everybody in the class with a complete fact sheet that told them everything they needed to know. I was concerned to find out how well they could apply what they knew to a problem. And if it took them longer to figure out how to apply what they knew to a problem, that wasn't anything that I deemed to be, as it were, something that rendered them any less capable. That if they could figure it out in the end, that was what was important for me.